What's going on, crazy world? Welcome to not just another episode, but the final episode of 2024. This is the Black Sheep Perspective, and I appreciate all you motherfuckers tuning in and all my subscribers who've been with us for so long. Even if you just started following or you've been so for a while, we've been up and running for about four and a quarter type years, and this game has not been easy, but it's been awesome. I love every step of it, and thank you to all of you guys before, we close this year out. Today is the Monday the 30th. Monday the 30th, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, today's Monday the 30th. We're a day ahead of New Year's Eve. And today's guest is a returning guest. It was definitely 100% by request. I hit the brother up. I was thinking, man, I want to shut the year off by just, reflecting and reciting, crazy things that have happened throughout the year. I wanted somebody who's level-headed with his opinions, but is not going to bite his tongue neither, but not sour, not butthurt, not too biased, just very open-minded. And I was thinking about all my guests, and definitely you were on the top three, and I want everybody out there to welcome Lex Lindquist. He's an entrepreneur. He started his own nonprofit organization helping those in need, especially in Haiti. The man provides luxurious services to anybody who's coming to South Florida. And I'm talking about from front to back, everything you're talking about, boat rentals, yacht rentals, VIP treatment to the clubs. You name it, man, fucking bounce house. I don't give a shit, whatever it is, man. He's your man. So y'all make sure you keep that in mind to reach out to Lex, at Leche Life.
Yes, sir.
My brother, man, it's great to have you back,
homie. Man, I appreciate you having me. That was an intro. That was an intro. I appreciate that, man. And I'm glad to be back. It's been a little minute. A lot has changed, but we here.
March 2023 was the last time you were here.
2022.
Nah,
23. Okay, I'm tripping.
2023.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. So it will be 2 years soon.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Coming up on that. Yeah. So a lot has happened in the world. A lot has happened in our own lives. I'll tell you one thing that I've seen, man, your boxing skills have tightened up, brother. I'm going to give it to you, though, man. I didn't want to tell you ahead of time. I was like, I'll tell him during the podcast, you know? Because you put your clips of the beginning to the end. Now, you might have started way earlier than what I knew about, but I know when I started following you after, we established our friendship through the podcast, I was seeing your technique, and I'm like, okay, it's a little raw, but he's got it. He's working on this and that, and I was like, damn, he's sparring kind of early, Like, I don't know about they should be sparring that early, but
it's so funny you say. I think about that all the time. Even now, that's why I'm not as sharp as I want to be still, but it's because I got in there super early. I told myself last year, I was like, it's the year of trying new things. I just wanted to hop into new shit. I've always fucked with all kinds of combat sports, mixed martial arts, but I always loved boxing in particular. And then I had some homies. We was all talking about it. Kind of that always helps when you got like a group who's like, yo, let's rock. Right. So then and once we put our mind to something, like we're not like half-assing it. So we were in there like every day. So I'm like a year and a half in now. And
great improvements. That last video you put sparring the homie, I was like, oh, okay. Lex is putting it together. He's piecing 1, 1, 2, backing up.
I watch my videos, bro. I'm like, I'm so hard on myself, but I love that shit. I can't lie. That shit really, like, it makes a man out of you. It brings a dog out of you. Get in that ring because a lot of guys I'm fighting are 30 pounds heavier than me. You know what I mean? So like, and you feel it when you're in there. But then I love it because then I'll spar somebody around my size, and I'm like, oh, I'm cool. Like I'm more comfortable because But then a lot goes into it. Recently, been sparring one dude who has 30 fights in Italy. He's a beast, this little like monster. He's like a little shorter, but like ball of muscle, and he's just sharp. So like he's been getting me super right. Like I'm elbow in, hand up. I'm good because I can't fuck around. You gonna get clapped, So, but
and then you get humbled sometimes too because you have this lecture. What 6 foot?
Nah, 5'10", bro.
5'10".
I appreciate it. Trying to give me a couple.
Well, the hat. You came here with the hat high. You came with that. That's a little trick, ladies. That's what dudes be doing, man.
That's funny.
Shit, y'all ladies do 20 times worse. I don't even want to hear
it. The dating house, if he says he's 6 foot, but he's 5'8", man.
Yeah, ladies, look at the pictures. He always got a hat on. He's really not 6. But no, for you can have a 5'6" guy.
Yeah.
Who's not the little juggernaut you're talking about, and this dude is just fast footwork. A little Lomachenko, or hits with cannons like fucking whatchamacallit, like Tank.
Yeah, Tank Davis.
Yeah, with Tank Davis. You know, that little man will knock either one of us out if you let him hit that button.
Right.
You know, it's humbling, but it's great to see you stuck to it this long,
Yeah,
bro.
no, for sure. I'm in it. I'll probably get in the ring tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I got a different respect for fighters. I've always loved it, but until you can speak to this, like until you experience, until you in that motherfucker, you don't know. You know what I mean?
Have you had a rowdy person that you didn't know well enough that went too hard type shit, and whether you addressed it or not?
Yeah, I mean, there's always. It's funny we be joking about it, but like it's always the guys who be like, "Oh, yo, like light work, right."
Those are the ones that turn up.
Those are the ones that, and so you come out, and sometimes I'm a slow starter, or like I got to get hit one time to wake the fuck up. So that's happened a few times, but I'm one to regulate my emotions well, so I never really get heated. I'll okay, like I'm ready to match your energy, like let's rock. But I try not to fight overly emotional, you know what I mean? Because as you know, that'll fuck you up as well.
Would you suggest this to other friends and people who want to, I don't know, build their confidence, get stress reliever, help with their fitness goals?
No, there's so many benefits to that, man. Whereas just something as simple as discipline,
right?
Is showing up like when you're tired and when you really not feeling it, but you do it anyway, and then after the session you feel great. And then as far as fitness, the cardio second to none. I'm a soccer player by nature. I thought my cardio was amazing.
Right.
I got in there. I'm
whole
like
different cardio.
Completely
it's
different.
Wild, dude.
Somebody who I thought I was like in shape and good. I'm like, bro, I'm gassing out, and this motherfucker look chubby and he killing me.
Bro, I'll do these 5-minute rounds with 1-minute breaks.
Wow.
And I'm trying to go ham as my body will allow me without losing technique and, you know, all that sloppy shit. So what I call it is doing sprints. So I would try to do sprints on the bag. And this is just high intensity, high, a lot of combos put together, you know, not the ones that just 1-2s. No, everything I got. I'm trying to show off on the bag, right? So anyhow, I think my cardio is fucking dope, you know, and I do the sprints on the bag, and I say on a good day, 5 to 7 rounds, maybe 8 rounds, then I tone it down, you know, then the bad knees and all that shit kicks in. The age thing comes in. Bro, I go play volleyball. And you feel like, man, we're sitting around a whole lot, just sitting around, you know, like here comes the ball. Here comes the ball. Little movement here, man, before you know it, I'll be huffing and puffing.
Tired of shit.
It's only like 4-3. Like we got 4 points, they got 3. I'm huffing and puffing.
Why am I so tired?
What is going on? What is so different over here? The sprints are different. How you dig into the sand and the lunges and all the weird, you know.
Way different. Everything. Yeah. I'm back playing soccer now too a couple times a week, so I'm mixing and matching it, and I really notice it. But I feel like staying active is the key to staying young. You know, now in my 30s, I'm like, well, you know, that's literally one of my highest priorities is staying active, not just fucking sitting on my ass. So.
You know, I literally just saw, that's a good segue to this. I just saw this maybe like 10 minutes before you pulled up. And this doctor was saying, even if we're both fat, if I exercise and weigh the same as you, no, I'm sorry, if I'm fat and you're not, right, you're in good shape, but you don't work out and you eat like shit. If I work out and I start eating good, I'm going to put more years in my life than you're going to go backwards. Right. The doctor was saying that the studies are showing if you exercise, you add, he said for every hour, you add 3 hours of life to your 1 hour of exercise. So almost the same can be said for the opposite. If you don't do it, this person is surpassing you. So staying active in some shape or form, whatever the fuck it is, bro, is so key if you really want to have that golden, you know, years of your life.
I asked my grandma this. My grandma's 94 years old.
She looks great.
Bro, she's so sharp.
Yeah.
She still drives every day. Well, I might add, the way she moves around. And I asked her, I'm like, Grandma, you gotta, you know, you see I be putting videos up, but like I'm like, you gotta tell the people, like, what is the secret? And she said it. She's like, my son is staying active.
It
you
is.
know what I mean?
Right?
She don't feel right just laying around not doing shit. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. And that's motivating too.
Oh, for sure.
You also got to think, you know, especially if you got kids, you know, how do you want to influence this? And this is not an attack on anybody who's, you know, out of shape or overweight, but hopefully it's motivating you, you know, like how do you want to inspire your kids? We all know that everything that we do, these kids are recording in some shape or form. Right. So do you want to inspire them? Look at your grandma. It inspires you. Your whole clan, your brothers, all of y'all in good shape. All of y'all play soccer and all. So that's great, man. And her health is holding up too in every way, shape, or form.
Oh my God, bro. She's literally perfect. Yeah, that's I can't awesome, I'm in awe myself, and I see her all the time. So yeah, you see how much I cheese when I talk about grandma.
Yeah, man, of course, man. That's awesome, man. Last time we were here, Lex, you know, I got so many great reviews and so much great feedback. And
Oh,
a
man.
lot of it was basically, you know, you're very well spoken. Your opinion sounds like it's got a lot of validity. It's not just coming from a torn heart,
Right.
or or stubborn, you know, somebody who's been through some shit and has some form of PTSD,
Right.
you know. And people were saying that. And I think that's why we had a great conversation. So it's somebody like you seem like somebody they can get advice from. So here you got the microphone, man. It's been a year. It's been a year plus, man. If you were to think back as to what you've seen and what you have encountered, or maybe your friends have encountered, what's something that you think you want to change or be more wary of, or even maybe consult people going into 2025, what you think they should look out for?
I like that question. I think what's important for me, and I think a lot of people should prioritize, is self-development. You see it a lot, like via social media and stuff, but I become obsessed with it, man. Just trying to be better every day, whether it's health-wise, whether it's my fitness, whether it's becoming more business savvy. Do I do what's the new trend? What's going on? Is it becoming more knowledgeable with taxes? Is it, you know, anything of the sort? Is it being a better friend? Is it being a better family member? Have I checked up on my people recently? You know, like just in every facet of whatever it is that you value, becoming better in that. And if you can do that, I think you can sleep happy, because like, I realize how much I value my time more. When I was younger, bro, I was just floating around, fucking around, having fun, which is fine. But at the same time, like, we ain't here forever. So because I value my time, I try to push that sense of urgency. And then, you know, that energy is contagious. So if I could talk to people, I would definitely say that, like, becoming obsessed with self-improvement, if that's one of your goals. If you want to be a better version of yourself, then focus on that. And it's like, a lot of people are like, where do I start? But like, Google is free. You know what I mean? Start at the simplest form. I'm on ChatGPT every day searching up some shit. I know you're always researching stuff that you're interested in, and you know how you become a better version of yourself. So that's one of the major keys that I try to like put my framework around.
I mean, without even hearing other options, I would have to say that's definitely, if not the top three, if not the best, if not the best piece of advice, because it all starts with you. You know, it all starts with you. And if you have a hiccup upon waking up or going to sleep where you knew, damn, I was a shitty version today. I was less of a version of what I could have been to have gotten that task done, to have been a better parental figure for my kid, to have been a better lover, wife, husband to my significant other. If you can go to sleep or wake up thinking, fuck, it does fuck with you. It 100% fucks with you. And then you have that ripple effect, that domino effect. And of course, on the flip side of that, when you do what you're talking about, it has that amazing domino effect, man. You know, I just had this conversation with some close friends. When you set small goals, man, listen, I'm no guru expert, nor are you. But when you put in the research, well, we're learning a whole lot, because we're talking to these, we're not talking, but sometimes talking, but we're studying, we're researching, you know, all reading up on it, whatever it is. It's an accumulation of what these gurus are saying. And a bulk of it is a ripple effect of how you go to sleep at night, feeling about yourself, and how you want to attack the next day in the morning. And when you set these small goals, let me reach out to 5 of my closest friends. Let me, you know, whatever it is, you feel your brain gets this little taste of dopamine because you hit it. You hit that little goal. You hit that little.
You can't lie to yourself.
You felt when your jab became better. From the stiff whatever that you had prior. One of these days you hit that bag or you hit that person with a clean, perfect jab, and you're like, oh, that was it. Yeah. That's what everybody's been talking about. That's the fucking jab. Same effect, you know?
No doubt. You got to put in the work, bro. I think that look in the mirror, like people try to lie to themselves a lot, but like before you go to bed, like you can honestly say, yo, I said I was going to do this and I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. And bro, I am not perfect by any means. There's plenty of times when I'm like, but that's the key. Like, that's how you build integrity, right? Keeping promises to yourself. Because once you start to do that, then you're going to believe yourself when you say, oh, I'm going to start this business. When it starts to be like bigger goals, I'm going to make X amount. I'm going to, like, now you can believe yourself because you did all them small things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where it starts. So a lot of this stuff, man, it sounds cliche, but it's so true. It's so true.
It really is. I mean, it's not just people saying that or selling programs off of it online. You know, funny, you have mentioned, you know, go to YouTube. A homegirl of mine, I trained her, and she was bringing up that she had asked me about she wants Every time I try to go fishing, I've had bad luck. All right, fuck y'all laughing right now. All right, but I've had bad luck when I've been fishing. I got a new fishing kayak. I've been fishing Miami. If y'all, what's up? Y'all want to go fishing kayak? Invite me. Let's go. I got a nice dope kayak. So she's always asked me, Wes, bring me the fish head. She's just dying to make soup. Okay, just a fish head. Just I know you've had it.
Man, I don't. I've seen it. I don't eat it. I'm very picky. But go ahead.
You don't eat seafood at all? Oh, this motherfucker
right
here.
Bro. I know it's bad.
But does your grandma cook seafood?
Oh my gosh, she cooks all kinds of. She knows not to cook us fish because we don't eat it. But she's just
you and your brothers don't like it.
Yeah, bro. It's fucked up, man.
It's the colored eyes, man. You got blessed with the colored eyes and took away your taste buds.
Every time I try, I'm like, oh, stank.
Well, anyhow, so she loves it. It's basically a really dope soup, and you make it off it's in bits and pieces that you get off of a fish head because you ain't cutting fillets and all that, but it has meat, it has different things. So. I told her, hey man, you got better luck just fucking looking up, finding a market or finding one of these street hustlers who got fish that they're selling out the cooler that they went fishing the day before. So she goes, okay, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna look that up. I go, because I'm not fishing like that. And the type of fishing I'm doing is not that type of fish. So she hits me up like 20 minutes later. She just got home. She hits me up. Where can I find such a fish market? And I fucking hit her up. Google.
Right.
And she knows how I talk. I want to say, Google, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you?
People ask
everything is Google, son.
People ask me Googleable questions. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. I guess that tells you a little bit about I don't know where other people's lives and directions they're going.
I can text her, hey, texting me what time the game is. I'm like, the same amount of time you could have texted me that. Because guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and Google it and look it up and then tell you. I'm like, come on, we gotta be more efficient, people.
Yeah. But going back to what you were saying on that good advice, what is it that you think? I mean, there's several reasons. Let's try to say the top three, I guess. What do you think are the top three reasons that people have to hold themselves accountable for trying to implement what we were just talking about, which is basically being active? Mm-hmm. What do you think is what that holds them back? What is it that says, man, I said I was going to be this and
okay, yeah.
Stay active. Give yourself a goal every time. Small goals, always, this and that. What is it that throws these people off? It seems so easy, is it not? The way we're saying it, these small little things.
I mean, it starts with habits because your habits every day build your character, and your character builds who you are. So it starts with completely small habits and then growing from there. So I think a lot of people, like, I'll use myself as an example. So it's not, so this podcast don't sound like we're just criticizing the world, but like I developed extremely terrible habits as a youth growing through. Like I was always fairly talented. I was always athletic. I was always, had some charisma to me, but I was lazy. I was a procrastinator like a motherfucker. I always found a shortcut and it always worked. So it created, It really fucked me up for real life because I
kept doing it.
Oh yeah, I was like,
kept taking advantage of it.
It's working. What you
you're
mean?
gifted.
I don't gotta do the homework. I can,
right.
You know what I mean. I'm gonna talk to Sally and she gonna hook it up.
Right.
Or I'm the everyone studying for 3 weeks. I'm gonna cram for 3 hours right before and figure it out and pass the test. Like I did that shit through college and it got me by. And then real life hit and there wasn't really no shortcuts. You couldn't just do that. So like. And it really smacked me in the mouth, like especially through my 20s, realizing like, yo, you can't keep doing this. You're going to end up under the motherfucking bridge. You know what I'm saying? Figure it the fuck out. So I think that was a major thing for me, realizing that there is no shortcuts, trying to eliminate some of those bad habits. Procrastinating killed me. Bad time management killing me. You know what I mean? So,
what if I threw in there that I think other people don't call their significant others out well enough?
Oh, okay, what you're saying. Yep.
Because
people not to hold them accountable.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, and how long are you gonna be able to say your parents hold you accountable? Once you hit a certain age.
Yeah.
And how many people are gonna really have that fucking tight ass best friend that if Lex comes up to me and he's like, yo, Wes, I need you to think about this because I don't like the way you're approaching this and I want what's best from you. And that friend listen to that friend. It's a very rare thing when you're in your adulthood, when you're in them 30s and on. You're like, bitch, this is my formula, and I'm gonna deal with whatever bed I lay in. So, I do feel like because of that, significant others don't pull the trigger enough and tell their loved ones, hey man, this isn't looking good. don't challenge my love or our relationship because of what I'm saying.
Right.
But this is not going to end well if this is the route that we keep going.
Yeah, now, bro, that is so valid. It really speaks to the relationship you have, whether it's romantic, friendship, or whatever, because I think a lot of people really don't feel comfortable doing that. People don't like conflict.
Right.
They'd rather just let you coast, you know what I'm saying? But then how good of a friend are you?
Exactly.
It's easy for me to see motherfucker just be lazy and just cool it, but like it's harder at the time. But guess what? That person, if they got love for you back, is gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you are slipping. Yo, what happened? You said you was gonna do that. It never happened. That, bro, it's like, why are you calling me out? Damn, bro, I was just like, nah, you said you was gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like, I've had people do that to me, and I remember leaving them conversations like, damn, I fuck with them for that. Not like, oh, because a lot of people, they get defensive right away, right?
Yeah,
they want to spin it back.
correct.
Well, what have you done? Oh,
Right.
That's a natural reaction for some people. But
you know, my brother, it's not the best comparison, but it is. It is in regards to the feeling because, you know, especially as, you know, alpha males and you know, sometimes we control the room, or we know that the look is on us. You know, we do good with this and we don't like being challenged.
Right.
My brother was calling me out for not being efficient enough on my fishing kayak, and I could be this and I could be that, and I was like, motherfucker. And I didn't have excuses, but I was like, no, you know, Danny, I was, you know, he's like, yeah, but you know, just do this, and I'm like, all right, you're right. You're right. And I remember it took me like 10 minutes of like huffing and puffing like inside. And I was like, he is right. He's right. This is new to me. Okay, he's right. And I need to do that. He's right. He got me.
Bro, that's growth though. That's humility.
Look at this one. And
this
shit. One called me out in front of everybody. And I told myself, I need to humiliate myself even more because he's correct. And this is a good feeling, even though it felt like dumb for a minute. We had a party at my brother's house, a UFC party, and it was almost like welcome back our homie who was visiting party, Chris. Shout out to Chris. The theme was Hawaiian. So, man, I left so quick because I was trying to get there early just to help out any way I can because I always try to help my brother out. Right. That I didn't really hit the Hawaiian look like I could have, okay? It was more like an orange. I looked like I was wearing dolphin colors. Right. You know, it wasn't the most appropriate.
He got mad you ain't dressed
No, he didn't. Everybody else was pulling up, and they all got Hawaiian shirts and this and that. And then my boy pulls up, the one that we were throwing the party for, Chris, immediately calls me out. And I said, Chris, I tried to explain myself. I was like, Chris, I was in a hurry. No. He goes, I don't care, Wes. You had weeks to do this. If you really wanted to prove it, look at everybody else. If you wanted to, go down the street, go to the fucking store and pull something because I'm in town, this and that. No, the truth is that you didn't give it your all out. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like shit right now. He's correct, though.
He was killing you.
And I went up to my brother. I said, bro, I don't care how tiny or tight it looks on me. Give me your fucking most Hawaiian looking shirt. And he's like, okay. So sure enough, he went and got it. I got a little snuggie, you know, a little tighter than yours right there. But it was Hawaiian and
extra medium.
And I felt good. I felt good that he called me out and I stepped up. But he had to call me out. And that's it, man. You know, people should try to welcome that a little bit more.
That's what it takes. It was funny. I was notoriously late a lot when I was younger. And one of my homies is a really, really successful real estate agent right now. And he was helping me get into my condo that I'm in now. And I think we had to go look at some spots. And I wasn't that late. Traffic, it was far as hell. I was living down south at the time. Whatever the case may be, I don't remember. Whatever the excuse was, that wasn't. So texting him on the way. He's like, "Hurry up, I'm here." Like the other realtor, like something. And then I'm like, I think there was an accident. Put us back like another 15. Of course, my luck. And I'm like, bro, my bad. And he cleared it. And this is one of my really close homies. And he cleared it. And he just got some other appointments. Got a ride. He was like, the keys under the thing. Go check out the spots. And it wasn't even like he was being super salty. It was just a matter of like, bro, I got to slide. Like, respect my time.
Exactly.
You know, and as opposed to like, damn, what a bitch. Why is he tripping? Like, I didn't take it like that at all. I was like, nah, I told him I'll be there, you know, and whatever excuse is not valid, you know what I'm saying? So it's those moments that'll slap you in the face and really get your shit together. Because once you do, bro, people start taking you so serious. When you start to have integrity and do the shit that you say you was gonna do, you're gonna show up on time. You're gonna make your best effort. You try your best to put them on. That energy gonna come back. They're gonna put you. You're gonna walk into the room and they're gonna be like, oh, okay. So really focusing on these small things that is can really make you level up. And I've noticed that in my continuous growth journey.
Okay, I like that. And it is a continuous growth. And you know what? You hit it on the money, bro. Because even if it's amongst your friends, you know, we all know who's the late bird in our group. We all know who's the early bird. We all know who always brings in this alcohol.
Right.
We know who's gonna turn up if they have one drink past number 4.
Everybody's got their role.
Right. So it's a good feeling to be like, nah, Wes is always gonna be punctual. Wes is there setting up with people, you know, and Wes is gonna clean something else that I'm known for. Wes is gonna clean the dishes. If somebody's cooking and not come over, bruh, you're gonna have a hard time getting me out of the kitchen. I'll argue with you. Nah, you cooked all this. Leave me the fuck alone and let me clean these dishes, you know? So, you know, it's a good feeling to know that when you have that following you. You know?
Well, what's important in friendships and relationships, you could probably speak to this as well, is and that's what I pride myself as well, is being somebody that they can count on. That's what I like. That's what I try to focus on always, like, because I know, like, if they need me, I got them. And that's what I try to look for in my platonic friendships and in relationships as well. Like, if it's a girl I'm fucking with, like, I got to know if something goes down, like, and I need you, you got me? Like real shit. And, like, that's as opposed to, like, So these are things that I really, really look for. Like, you got to, because you got to practice what you preach, right? I want to make sure that I hold myself accountable and I'm somebody that, you know, oh, they need me, I'm there, and vice versa. So that's a key in looking at, you know, what you truly value in relationships.
Listen here, folks. Winter is amongst us. Spring's still a couple of months away. I know you guys are feeling this cool breeze. Why don't you go to blacksheepapparel.shop and go cop you some of the dopest sweaters, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, and everything else you can imagine to make you look fly for this season. Or maybe you're just getting ready for the summer or the spring. We got shorts, we got tank tops, we got it all. Make sure you go visit blacksheepapparel.shop to get the flyest gear and to remind the world that you're a proud black sheep. Now let's get back to the podcast. So the last time that we were on the podcast, Lex, you know, we had a lot of great conversations about relationships and, you know.
Ooh, let's get into it. Hot topics.
Is it though? You know, like, damn, bro. Like, I almost feel like I'm done watching these compilation, you know, podcasts and whatnot. I'm not, but whatever. But
some of it gets played out with the same regurgitated talking points. You know what I mean?
I think where they get played out is when I get it to these content creators, man. Congrats to them and all their success. But really, what they're doing is they're compiling a lot of videos that are let's just call them less of worth people, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just a bunch of hood people, dumbass, ratchet-ass people, like, really? You know, that's not how the rest of the world is. But the dating game has fucking changed severely. And since we talked about it, shit, man, I want to know, bro. You know, you're a good-looking brother, you're successful, you got great things going on, and you're stupid tight with your moms and your whole family.
Right.
At some point, that little pressure button gets pushed. You know, baby, when you gonna ever give me a wife? You gonna ever give me some grandchildren?
Christmas just passed. What do you think they was asking?
Exactly. You sitting over there. You're the only one in a onesie.
What do you think? Man, hey,
no pair.
I'm not lying to you. Hey, if I do this, hey, y'all, please hold me to this. I will not be one of them ones in the onesies under the tree.
Bro.
Hey, no shade in my heart, because some of my homies, they got stripped down. I won't do it, baby. I love you. I'm not doing it.
That shit.
I'm not doing it.
I must have seen so many of my peoples do that shit. And
I was on some of my boys.
Bro.
He's like, dog, she was tripping.
So original. How about get your own dope ass, you know,
something.
PJs, but you ain't got to do the whole matching shit. But for real though, Lex, you know, have you had any success? You know, I mean, did you try the waters? Are you just, I mean, not to degrade yourself, but are you just dicking around, like literally just slinging it? Or, you know, you gave a couple of authentic tries, maybe one or two, you know. What's that world looking like for you, bro?
Right. Definitely not just slinging it. We got dick discipline over here. Very important. As I've grown, as I've been on my growth journey. Nah, but for real, like I value my time, my sleep so much now, man. It's not like when I was 25 out at the bars, like, oh, where the hoes at? Just not. It's just different times. We got different priorities, you know.
Right.
We're grown now. Which whoever, I mean, there's no knock on nobody, but
yeah, it's
just for me, yeah, my personal, you know, this is where I'm at in life right now. But no, super single. I try to be intentional with all my moves, so I really try my best not to waste my time and not to waste anybody's time. So that's big with me. And because I know I'm so clear on my deal, on what's a red flag to me, what's a complete deal breaker, on what I truly value, and I know it, then I also know right away if I'm dealing with somebody and I'm like, they don't quite fall into that category for me. And it could be somebody who's fucking, there's a lot of girls that I met, bro, dope people, funny as fuck, cool, good energy.
But something's missing, something there's
right,
not
right.
there.
Some is just not, and maybe I don't got something that for them as well. So there's people that I'm still like, we're still tight, still in good, you know, still in contact, but
real quick, if I was gonna play matchmaker,
yep.
and the fans wanted to help, the viewers wanted to help. Yeah, they're like, we're tired of hearing you single motherfuckers.
Bro, I was gonna wear my "Is She Out There" shirt today too, bro.
Is she out there? Perfect. Yeah, you should have, bro.
Yeah, it's all good.
What are those 5 top deal breakers? You said that they're deal breakers. Is there 3 or top 5 that can come that you're like, you know what? It's really hard to get around this.
Well, I'll give you negative stuff. I'll give you like negative stuff and positive stuff. I think because it's easy to say a lot of shit we don't like, but then a lot of people, like, I feel like they struggle to talk about stuff that like they do like, you know what I mean? So I'll give you like some of both. But number one, the main thing I value is character, like who you really are as a person. Do you treat people well? Like that's just super important to me. And in today's day and age, I just see a lot of it where a lot of these girls have their nose in the air, and there's one thing that that completely turns me off is entitlement. You know, just because she's pretty doesn't mean she's attractive. And there's certain things that, like certain girls that are beautiful, but she's just not attractive to me. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Everybody in their just think they deserve the world without, you know, and this is coming from somebody who, like, I'm old school. I always take care of whoever I'm with. Like, I got you. Like, it's all good. But it's just a certain vibe. And it's funny the way the world works, because the people, the girls who are super down to earth and chill that I'm more attracted to, when they act like that, they're liable to get everything given to them because they're not acting like just waiting on something the whole time. Right. And that's big. That's big out here in Miami. You know, everybody, when I used to say my slogan, "Is she out there?" and I used to put it on every post, and I used to say, "Is he out there?" for the girls, because we know the ladies can relate too. They are sick of trying to find a man in this cesspool of Miami, right? But
what's another one that hits hard that, you know, I can't get past that one?
Right. Entitlement is big. Another deal breaker for me. What is like big? We got.
Is there anything physical right away that you can't look past? Might be implants, might be ass plants, might be.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily big into the super duper fake. I mean, I've talked to girls with fake tits and shit. Like, that's half of the population nowadays, I feel like.
Right.
But no, I'm not super into the big BBL, super fake look for sure. But I really love a girl that's in shape, that takes care of herself, that just goes to the gym, which should be self-explanatory. Most guys will say that, but I've seen motherfuckers settle for a lot. So I think that's important to me. Physically, but there's not like any, like, I don't have a specific type as far as race, or, you know what I mean. I love a beautiful girl who takes care of herself, but it's just that energy, that vibe when you can walk in and smile. I might be down and you picking me up, and like there's just there's certain things that you just know, you know what I mean. And
are you a churchgoer by any chance?
No, I do not go to church. No.
Okay. What if she's a Sunday mandatory churchgoer? Does that throw you off a bit because you think at some point she'd want to take you, or because does it cross your mind if she goes every Sunday religiously, that means she's probably a little bit more I don't want to say uptight, that sounds insulting, but a little bit more connected religiously than what I care to be? Does that cross your mind?
That's not a deal breaker for me. Like, okay. I always tell people, know the difference between your red flags and your deal breakers. People confuse the two, right?
That's a good point.
They conflate it. Like, a red flag is something to, like, like, to watch out for. Like, I don't know if I can coincide with that or if it's gonna go with me, but it doesn't necessarily mean cut the motherfucker off. It's just like, like, watch out for it, right? And a deal breaker is no matter what, absolutely not. If they do this, if they take part in this, then I can't. So somebody going to church, no, that's not a deal breaker for me. It could be a challenge in the relationship. There's some stuff that we would have to communicate and work through, but bro, that's workable. There's way worse shit and way worse things than finding a girl who loves her some God.
So you've been, you know, living it up, doing your thing, single man for over a year and a half now, right? And you've seen hella couples and groups. You've seen the single people and wilding out.
I've seen everything.
All that wild shit. So
I've seen everything.
Where you've seen your most fun, I'm going to jump the gun and assume, is basically on the yachts, the boat rentals.
I mean, I've seen a lot on the boats.
And so you think the wilder shit is more in the VIP part?
No, I mean, you got to remember too, like, I'm not, like, 95% of the yachts that I rent, I'm not even on. You know, when it's my personal party or I personally know the people and I want to take part, or I'm putting on the vibe, for sure. But a lot of these people, they're strangers, they're friends of friends, or it's a lead from my marketing team. Like, then, you know, I'm putting you on the boat, or sometimes I can't even show up. I might be busy doing something else. But from my experience, like, you got to remember, like, I've hosted Bachelorette parties. I'm watching these girls, and, like, we're locked in. I have, like, forms that you have to fill out, and a lot of them will end up following my business page and whatnot when you get on the yacht. And like I'm seeing what they doing, and then I'm seeing a month later the love of my life, my hubby, the wedding pics, or it was the bridesmaid. I didn't know she was engaged as well, and I see it all the time. And mind you, this happens both genders. Like we're not picking at women right now, but I'm just using that as an example. Like you see a lot, so I try to always give myself credit and try not to become too jaded. Try to still remain open, still remain open-minded. Everyone says, Lex, Miami's not the city. It's over with. It's not here, bro. It's crazy out here. And I do agree that it's much more difficult with the temptation, with the things that are around. But, bro, there is good people everywhere. They are out here. You just, I try to focus everything internally. What is it about myself that I'm not doing to attract the woman that I need? What is it that I need to improve on? You know, what is it that I need to lock in? If I've been super locked in, the 3 Fs, family, fitness, and finances right now, that's all I've been locked in on. So it's been helping me in a certain way, but at the same time, I'm not being super intentional about who I date, who I bring out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not inviting a lot of girls and taking them to nice dinners and doing all that stuff, which that can equal the next step into talking and going into relationships. I'm not taking those steps, but it's just not where I'm at right now.
After seeing so many bachelorette and bachelor parties, and probably participating in a couple of your own, do you believe in that concept? Do you feel a certain way about that concept? Because without me trying to steal the mic, I definitely do. But I'd rather hear your.
Bro, you can still. I like going back and forth hearing your perspective.
I just think it's.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. I guess, man, I think it's retarded, bro. I think it's fucking like, I don't
like
get.
setting yourself up for failure?
In so many different ways. In so many different ways. It just, the whole concept of it.
One
it's
last
like,
hurrah.
Is that what we're saying here? Are we promoting that? We are, but we're not. Like, what is it we're actually promoting here? Okay, let's go with the ladies, right? Because the men, you think right away, they're fucking getting pussies, going Colombia and doing this, or renting whores wherever they go. They got this bad reputation, right? The women are getting all this dick slinging in their face, or they're going out and being treated like queens in the clubs, and then every man,
the hot dog meme.
Yeah, exactly. I love that meme, bro. And anyhow, they're getting this VIP treatment, and then of course, it's no matter where you're at. When we see a flock of women, and we know it's a bridal, we know it's a bachelorette party. Men, especially single men, they're like, all right, there's cherry pickings in here. Right. A lot of these women are either married, unhappily, you know, and they finally got their fucking, not hall pass, but they got their opportunity to commit some bullshit. Or they're single because they're not the ones that got married. There's always one or two in the group that didn't get married. She's looking to have fun.
No doubt.
And then you have the sickness in people who are like, I want the bride to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that it's possible. I know that there's many bride-to-be's that give it one last fucking swing, if we're going to call it that.
And dudes get off on that, trying to
conquer the mountain. Yes. It's the same way like a gay dude wants to prove that he can make you gay. You know it happens. Niggas, they be trying, dog. They be trying. So anyhow, I feel like it's just the concept is already you're shooting yourself in the foot. What are we doing here? Right. It makes no sense. And then fellas, even though it happens in both genders, fellas, even if you got a good man, to fight the temptations of these assholes who are just throwing every bit of pussy in his face, throwing every alcoholic beverage in his face. I think the women have a little bit more fun with it. You know, the poolside, men go buck wild, stupid with it. Like, I don't get it, man. You know, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I feel like I'm hating on men, and
you're not.
I'm not trying to do that,
bro. You have a valid point. The concept is sketchy. It's like, why am I putting myself in a position to fail with my partner, with my relationship, where we're doing these things? But my response to that would be, then watch who you wife. Watch who you wife, because I don't need the location of my girlfriend, because I trust her when she tells me that trust is a prerequisite for a relationship. That's a deal breaker, which sounds like, duh. How many relationships do you know where they don't trust each other? More than half of them, right? So, like, motherfuckers will cut somebody off from little shit, chewing with their mouth open, but they'll be in a relationship with somebody that they don't trust to go to the fucking store, because who are you texting? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I bring that back to the bachelorette thing. It's like, yeah, the concept is kind of wild, but if you truly trust your partner, then you know. If they're checking in, they tell you what's going on, and you trust them, and you're locked in with them, then you know they're not doing nothing. Now, clearly, that's from what I've seen in my observations, but then they're wifing the wrong people, but on both sides, man and woman. You know what I mean? I want to be with a partner that I know I can trust, not that I know I have to worry about. Go on the bachelorette party. I know you good. Now, we're not in a locked in, healthy relationship for a long ass time, trying to work towards marriage and just going on girls trips and guys trips and fucking off the whole time. Of course not. But bachelor and bachelorette parties are like the hall pass, which is why people take advantage of them.
You've seen your fair share of these video compilations, right? These street interviews or these podcast clips, whatever it is. You know, they're all clips, content. I get really weird. Again, we know that they're not grabbing all the best interviews or interviewees. You know, like I get that, but you see when they swap phones and they do the whole trust test, right? And I'm seeing
everybody get tight as a motherfucker.
I'm seeing, and yes, and I'm seeing a lot of regular people, because if you're gonna get some wild ass couple, tatted and drunk, walking down the middle of fucking Bourbon Street, like I'm not gonna be surprised. Oh, we've been together for a year and a half, 2 years. Y'all look wild.
Right.
I'm talking about some legit couples, 5 years in, 7 years in, whatever it is. And then they do, and they're older too, older ones, mid range.
It should be kind of sad, right?
Bruh, it's heart wrenching, and this is why I'm bringing this up. I think that legitimately, said person, which I'm just gonna say it was the dude every time I was watching the video, okay?
I've seen both.
Said person, the dude, was legit like taken by surprise. He was looking at his girl like, but I thought we was like gravy. Everything was Gucci. Like what are these conversations with this guy and that guy and this guy? Why do you even have a Snapchat? Like, and it's wild, because I think, okay, hold up. Was this guy a duck? Right. Were the signs there and he's just a pushover? Is he one of those? Is he a simp? You know? Nah, they can't all be like that. No. Right. These are some of these guys are good dudes, decent looking dudes, and the female was still hooked on, and I'm not even saying she cheated, but it's cheating when you do something mischievous. She was hooked on the attention of conversing with other people through other platforms. And I just think, man, that's some wild shit that's going on, and it really doesn't matter that, oh, you're being untrustworthy or you should trust easier. They were trusting.
Yeah.
And look.
But that goes back to what I said. Watch who you wife. I mean, people really seek that external validation, whether they're not getting it in the relationship. Right. And sometimes it's sad because they are. Because sometimes it'd be the dude who's like, yo, I text her every day. I check up on her. I make sure she's taken care of. I this and that. So then it just speaks to the character of the person that you were with. And sometimes it's hard. That's a scary part about this relationship game and this whole love shithole that we all try to conquer, is like, you have to risk it to get the biscuit, bro. You have to risk getting your heart ripped out, bro. That shit, and then seeing those clips is scary. But I try to push back against the clips, as these are the viral material that goes around. That's wild. But there might be 500 before where there was nothing. Right. You know. Correct. And you really have to think like that. What's on the news all the time? It's always negative shit. So this is the stuff that grabs our attention. So you always have to be cognizant of that when you're watching content. It looks like everybody. It's the last 10 clips, 10 in a row. Yeah, but they didn't post the other the people were straight. You know what I mean? So this is me not trying to be naive. Like this is me like, remaining hopeful, but also at the same time, like, I could tell right away if it's somebody that I would never trust in 1,000 miles. So I was telling you off camera, like, we put people in certain categories. I know who's in the fun category.
But what do you tell the expert though? Now I'm just giving one little go around. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Yep. What do you tell the expert or the experts, whoever they are, love doctors, love psychologists, this and that, whoever that. You're not giving it a true chance. And if your heart's in the right place, you would, because people don't open up that easy. People don't let themselves, shine as to who they really are right away. Those who do are different breeds of people, blah, blah, blah. And even if you think that you're attracted to that type of person and that's the only way that you could really focus in on a good relationship, the chances are, and then they throw the numbers at you. Because I know there's a lot of shit being thrown at us too. Right. As to why we have the reasonings that we do for not being with someone at this point in our lives. So what do you say to them? Do you tell them, I believe in my formula, not you, expert? Do you tell them, I see your point, I'm just not ready to give it a try?
Right. I'm a big proponent of just managing your expectations. Like, if they believe that their advice is going to work for most people in their studies, then by all means, like, who am I to speak against the science? I never believe that my knowledge is too good, but like, I'm the type, like, I preach to everybody, do whatever the fuck you want. Just know what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? You know where you found her. You took her from dude. She was texting you on the side, and you made her the main. What do you think is gonna happen?
Right, of course.
You know, and the same thing with the girl. Like you seen the way he was moving. So it's very people liked. I try to tell people, don't wife who you like. What is like? I like McDonald's. That doesn't mean I should fucking eat it.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's good for you, right? So we're so caught up about chemistry sometimes over compatibility. Like you can have like fire chemistry with somebody. Your words are bouncing off, funny, slick, whoop, whoop, all that's cool. Damn, I like them. Damn, I like the way they make me feel. But what happens when that feeling goes away? That's why I always touch base in the character. But who are you? That's real. Like, how were you raised? What are your world beliefs? Like, how do you think, as opposed to just, do I like them? How do they make me feel for the moment?
Don't wife who you like. I like that concept. Meaning, don't jump into it so fast without really giving it way more authentic.
There has to be more prerequisites than just like that. Just that small feeling. Like, it should be part of it,
right? But
there's so much more, and I think we're quick to jump into what, like, literally. Ladies, man, write it down. They say check my boxes. Write down boxes. And when you're going through these people that you're dating, what do they really check? Do they, out of the 10, do they check 7 of them? You know what I mean? Or do they check 3, but oh, he's so cute and he's funny as fuck? Like, yeah, but
see, it's funny you said the checkbox, because that's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I live by. 100%. And I just saw some, air quotes, expert talking about, those people who do that. Are still holding themselves back from other opportunities, and they explained the reason why the checkbox thing isn't as accurate as you think it is, because on the back end, X, Y, and Z, and really what are those boxes that you're checking? And and I try to be open-minded. I think that you would have approached it the same way. I should have sent it to you. But it's, I guess at the end of the day, unless you're a real stubborn prick and it's really something that's completely out of your league or understanding, at some point we feel like, look, this formula works for us, works for myself. And even if it's not working as accurate or efficiently as it could, life's all right. I'm not in a position where I really have to make all these alterations or follow this brand new formula.
Correct. What do you say? What do you say to, like, because I'll tell you, like, especially with my age range, I see it, and I have like a certain spot in my heart, especially for some of these girls, like, that I can they try to act like they're not pressed or they don't care about the relationship. Like, I'm fine, but they really are, because they're humans. They want family, they want kids. They're maybe, like, let's say early 30s, and they see a lot of their friends who are getting tied down or have a kid or two now, and like, we're in this generation, especially my generation, where it's like so many less people are getting in relationships. Just statistically, that's a fact.
100%.
So sometimes I'll have these conversations, and some of them, I can tell they're lying to themselves. Like, no, you it's okay to swallow your ego and say, no, I really do want that. It's okay to say that. And then some of them they're just flat out like, no, I want a man. I want a husband. I can't find him. So it's like, where is the line between settling, you know what I mean? Quote unquote.
Right.
Settling, lowering standards.
Right.
Or just something extremely important to your life, like family and kids, deciding just not to do that. Because I think a lot of women are like, I'm not settling, and you have the great for you, because that's the most important decision of your life, who you choose to be with, right? But if you're not settling, then be prepared to then you're not having children, you're not having a family, or you will, like, out of wedlock, and then you have to deal with that whole situation, which is manageable, but it's a different animal. So, like, I find myself in these conversations myself sometimes trying to navigate, like, how I want to help my people. I'm like damn, like, girl, like,
where do you set the
like, what is it like? Do you need to be more realistic? And sometimes that's really what I preach, because, like, you've seen the things where they do the percentages, like, you want a man over 6 foot, over all 6 figures, stuff, and it's always less than 1%, right? Yeah. And those are real signs, and people have to realize that. Like, are you willing to settle for a dude who's 5'8", but he's funny as fuck and he makes 200, or are you willing to settle for a dude who might be boring and might be a little chubby, but he has a really good heart? Like, what? These are important decisions you got to make.
100%, and that's a great question. As much as it floats in the air, almost like rhetorically, like, how do you answer it? But
tough.
What I'm gonna jump the gun and say is, I think that you need to figure out what what dynamics of a relationship work best for you. Think about your relationship with your best friend. Think about your relationship with if you're that close to your mom or your brothers. In other words, what's more important for you based upon the point of life that you're at? If you're in your early to mid 30s.
Nice. I like that.
Okay. And you got to be realistic about yourself. If you're not some health freak, no gym rat, but you still, get it in 2-3 times a week.
Right.
All right, you need to be realistic of yourself. Are you somebody who can be converted into that? Or if not, should you be attracting somebody who's not that big of a gym life? You got girls who like dad bombs because someone who's ripped up or trains too hard, they think, oh, they're probably too much into themselves. Or they have to go to the gym 1.5 hours, 2 hours a day. I can't deal with somebody like that. It's too much. And I get it. It's a little bit extra, but I get it. So when you can find out, okay, I'm an ocean fanatic. I love to go to the beach every fucking week with a kid, not a kid, with a dog, whatever. But I got to go to the ocean. Does it for me because I was born and raised on the shorelines or whatever with my parents and that. Okay, well then that needs to be at the top of the fucking list.
My baby gotta like to come dip in this water,
right? So
come dip in this water.
Whether or not you want him to have 8 inches or bigger. Is that important? Because really, sex quickly goes out the door and gets mundane, and it's fucking nothing. It's not. It doesn't have the value that you think it has. So, if you want to throw that into, you're an idiot. What's really big to you is that beach. So make sure before you entertain anybody, there better be a beach bunny like you, not somebody who's gonna get burnt and doesn't want to be out there and hates the sand and sea life bother him, and I'll never get into water. That's gonna ruin something that you hold dear and passionate. So when you point out those things in your life. And be realistic about it, obviously, you know what I'm saying? And not be too far-fetched. I think now you're getting somewhere. And now is where you start, okay, am I lowering the bar? Or is it like, this is the most important part? Yeah, I want a tall, dark, and handsome, this, that, with this much money. But really, that's fantasy. We all want that. What do I really want? I want him to be able to go to the beach. I want him to be able to take care of my kid, whatever your other things are after that.
Bro, I'm so sick. Like, I start very baseline. Do I enjoy hanging out with you? Or we were chilling, I'm already like, when is this gonna be? Or like, I start very baseline. Like, I start here and then we'll work our way up to like being more intricate and more like getting real specific about what our deal breakers are. But like very, very simple stuff, because I find it easy. I'm with a motherfucker and I'm like, yo, and that's I think kind of key to my long-term being single so long. Like, I know right away, bro. I put people into categories right away, as I'm sure they put me into categories. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm very like, can I really kick it with you for a little bit? Can we really have, like, I'm passionate about conversations of substance. I'm not big with small talk. As I know you are too, which is why I think we always be flowing with this, because it's like right away we like talking about real shit. You know?
Right.
So when it's dying and it's not there, like, so I don't just because she's nice, hang out with her 4 more times. I'm just not going to do it. Let's say both of our time. It's not. And I know a lot of people who do that. They're on date 5. I'm like, bro, thought that shit was boring. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I guess that's where I was playing devil's advocate, because I feel like somebody's going to come at you or I and be like, you didn't even go on a second date. How you going to get to know them? Maybe they were nervous.
Right.
Maybe you got to give them a little drink.
Right.
And I feel like they're going to but for the most part, I believe in our judgment. Like, that first one was enough.
And
energy.
And it's like, what is your intention with the date, right? Like, because a lot of motherfuckers are like, dudes are just trying to smash. Like, let's keep it real. So they're doing the facade, but like, and that's something I've always refused to do. That's why I haven't been on a gazillion dinner dates, because I'm not gonna fake do the dinner thing and fake do all this stuff just to pretend. So I could maybe bring you home and smash. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, who are you? Like, you cool? Like, you solid? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's important, and we all save a lot of time and energy and money that way. So
100%. What's up, you crazy people out there? Let me interrupt this podcast really quick just to give you a reminder. If you really like the gear that I'm rocking and you're a proud black sheep yourself, make sure you go check out blacksheepapparel.shop, where you can get all the dopest gear to help remind the world that you truly are a proud black sheep. We got caps, t-shirts, tank tops, shorts, sweaters, hoodies. I mean, you name it, we got it on there. Make sure you go show some love, show your support, and represent what you really are. Go to blacksheepapparel.shop. Now back to the podcast. Lex, I want to ask you this, though. Like, do you ever think, because you're still young, you're what, 32?
33 now, bro. 33. Just had a birthday.
Okay, happy belated, my bro.
Appreciate you.
Do you ever give it enough thought of, man, what if I miss the bus and don't get married or don't have a kid? Like, do you? I don't want to overstress it because you're still young, but do you think? All right, if I'm willing to, because I had this window period where I told myself if I'm gonna be willing to entertain a kid, it's gonna have to happen before this, right here, right
that's
now.
That's a deal breaker for you.
Because well, not if you have one, but if you want to have one,
you don't want to have
one.
one.
No, we're not having one. That's not having it. Yeah. But because I thought, okay, past that point, I don't care to entertain it. It's just gonna be too tough, and life, this and that. Have you given that? Do you give yourself some type of window, or you don't stress it? You're like, you know what, it'll happen, and if it doesn't, not my thing.
Both, I think. That's a really, really good question. I've often thought about like my journey and where it's gonna lead me, because I'm somebody who like family values is so important to me. I love family, bro. I value being a leader, and I want to be a leader in a family, and like I love that. But also like the journey that I'm on with where I really believe that I can go. Because I'm proud of myself, but I'm hard on myself. Okay. I know my potential. I know where I know. And sometimes like that focus can take away from trying to have a relationship and eventually a marriage and build a family. Like let's be honest. Right. Now, can you do both and shit? Of course. I'm not stupid, but where my focus is at is just not on that right now. So sometimes I wonder, I'm like, maybe my path won't lead me that until like much later. So I think I'm content with, could happen in 2, could happen in 8 years. Like I'm super, and I'm okay with that.
Are you thinking that on both ends in regards to possibly having kids and getting married? Because you can get married. I mean, I just throw that out there loosely, but let me just say, you can find the one.
Right.
You can find your lifelong partner in the future. There's no hurry in that, and I do think that it can happen a lot easier and realistically in the later years than early years. But the kid portion is really what I'm kind of throwing at you. Does that fuck with you, or you're like, nah, even if it's in the later years, I don't mind having it late?
I don't mind. Being a young dad, I think, has more advantages in certain ways. So I think that's cool. But bro, my pops had me when he was 50.
Oh shit, really? Okay.
Right. So yeah, my pops is literally exactly a half century older than me. So I think back on the quality of my childhood, and I'm like, bro, he was great. He came to every soccer practice. Like he was my OG. Like he was there, So it was
that's awesome.
Now he's much older. He's my little brother takes care of him a lot, and he's still cool. But he's 82 now. So like he has his own health issues. Anybody at 82. So I understand that. So that could be part of it. But idealistically, I don't want to wait till I'm 50 to have kids and a family. Of course not. But I just use that as an example to say like life's not over. You know what I mean? So. Bro, like I struggle sometimes. I want to move intentionally. So I know that it's like you can't say that and then say like, bro, if you want to find a wife, you got to literally go for you got to be dating, you got to be in the market, you got to really be sitting these women down, finding out who's for you, and put a lot of effort if you really want to do that. Like be real with yourself. Right. So and I know I don't put forth that effort. So I'm aware of that. I try. So it's hard for me. I'm like, oh, maybe they're just not my path. You know what I mean? So to be honest, I don't really know, but I'm open minded. I'm not like fuck these bitches. I'm not in that at all, man. I think women are beautiful.
All right, one last question though.
Yep, talk to me.
Does it help if you do? Because earlier you said that the dick wasn't what? The dick is discipline.
Dick discipline, important.
Very important.
Gotta have dick discipline.
Does it help that you entertain fucking around when you want to? Or is that something that
Does it help what?
Not be dating and all that. I mean, because, a man's a man. You do got the yearnings.
Everybody got needs,
There's only so much Pornhub, bro. That shit's under a lot of scrutiny right now.
Yeah. I mean, bro, like I said before, like, who to, like, put in what category. So there's certain, like, girls who, like, she's gorgeous and she's cool and, like, I can kick it with her for sure. And there's certain, like, she can be hella bad, but, like, if she's annoying, bro, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to fake like her just so I can fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
but what I'm saying, but you sling it here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You're not.
Do I get it in?
I had a homeboy tell me he was going to be celibate until, because he thinks it was going to help him find the right one. And I didn't know how I felt about that. I was like,
to each his own.
I mean, I get it. I do. But I don't think it's going to help you find the right
I was going to say,
one.
I mean, I guess he would have to explain to me like what's the benefits in that, but by all means, bro, everyone's.
We're gonna start a consultation services, bro.
Real shit.
Dead ass when that happen. But
but we're gonna get criticized because it's like, who are these two single motherfuckers trying to say what's good about? Yeah, right. And like, and I get it, but you have to understand. I am just speaking on my observations, what I've seen, what I know works for me. I've always been a proponent of do whatever the fuck you want. Just know what comes with it. Ladies, post the crazy photos, post the videos, do that, but then know it might be harder later on to settle down with who you want.
Right.
We are so stuck in this image of my DMs are blown up. I got options. You don't have options because
Okay,
you don't want them. If you did want them, you would be with them.
And listen, and for whoever wants to bark at us and talk some shit, by all means, go right ahead. But think about what we have said, though. First of all, we're talking about giving advice. Giving advice, basically, we're talking about more so of like what makes sense. You know, do the math. The 7 out of 10 check boxes. You know, so on and so forth. Whatever. We're not here blasting on women.
Never.
We're not saying these bitches ain't worth the shit. The reason I don't date is because they all want your money or none of them can cook now. We're not saying none of that.
Half the time I speak on lame ass dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So we haven't blasted on women at all.
No doubt.
But at the same time, our bar is not low and
sure.
and we have discipline. We do have discipline.
You know what you want.
Yeah, I mean, the craziest thing that I thought, and it was just a recent because recently all these, I don't want to say UFO sightings or not UFO sightings, but these drone sightings. In Jersey and basically around the world. I don't know if you're in tune with it at all.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah,
so
the drones in Jersey. And
shit. And then of course other UAP, UFO, all this type stuff. I started thinking, man, hold up now. What if these motherfuckers, try to put a hole in us and damn, I never found the one. That might be fucked up. I definitely didn't sweat.
Just think about it.
Yeah. I definitely. Well, I just came back from a great vacation with my family. We had speaking of how important family is. I love your 3 Fs: family, fitness, and finance. That's amazing 3 Fs to focus on. And I've been doing the same exact thing. And we had a family outing where we went to rented basically like a lake house. First time that we've done this. My brother's girlfriend treated us to it. She's awesome. Shout out to Sherry. And while I was out there, I haven't seen that many stars in forever.
Right.
Since I was in Utah, southern Utah. Because we're in Miami, we're South Florida. There's too many lights, too many cities, so you don't get to really appreciate the stars. So we were in Central Florida, in a more desolate area in the boondocks. And I was just appreciating. Of course, I smoked.
Yeah.
I smoked me a. No, actually, I took an edible. And I was just appreciating the stars. And I was just thinking about life. And then I started thinking, man, it'd be dope to see one of these UAPs fly by. Then my mind started going in there, and I was like, man, it'd be dope to share this with a good woman. And I meant that, and I felt that. I was like, it'd be dope if I had a good woman here beside me who can just kick back and love this type of shit. I mean, if you. No homo, I can share it with you. You can share it with a best friend. The thing is, it's great to share these type of moments and share this energy, this passion with somebody. It makes it a lot more fun. There's no denying that. So we've never shot in the wrong direction against women or relationships. I would love to be with the right woman and a great relationship and all that. Just refuse to lower the bar and put up with certain things that I don't agree is part of a formula.
No, I agree. I mean, I think the similarities that me and you share is we know exactly what we want and we're not willing to settle for it. And that's okay. Just like a lot of women do the same, they know exactly. So, and you have to be okay with what is the other side of that result. It might be being dolo for a minute.
Exactly.
Have to be. You can't do that and then complain about it. My thing is do whatever you want, just don't complain later. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing too.
You
keep
knew,
on
you knew what it was.
It's like it's like to the fellas out there. If you get on gear, if you shoot steroids, I'm not saying you got to announce it to the world, but don't be lying about it. Don't be lying about it. It's cool, man. Don't be ashamed. I don't think anybody should be ashamed of anything they do. Period. In life, the more you gotta hide that from life or from people knowing. Typically doesn't speak enough volume of where you're really at. It's just that, period. So
here's the thing that's like we're talking about relationships that it kind of made me think. And I always talk about managing your expectations. I'll use myself as an example. A lot of the content I put out, really a lot more back in the day. Now it's much different. I speak a lot motivationally. I do my party stuff here and there. Obviously advertising my business, and I show a lot of my family. And I know my goals and what I'm trying to achieve with that stuff, right? I'm authentically myself on camera because I know that people, if they fuck with me and they fuck with Wem, they're going to support anything I do in the future. Like, oh, Lex, you don't want to be with his grandma. I fuck with him. Oh, he's funny. He's on the boat cracking jokes. Oh, him and his brother be over there dancing. Like, oh, he started a new business. Oh, he launched some merch. Oh, he did an e-commerce. Oh, I'm going to fuck with it. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to repost it because they fuck with me. Right. And I know in this day and age what's important. So, but I also know the backside of that. I built a lot of my brand when I was younger, and all of my contemporaries were younger, so it was okay back then. We were in a partying, wilding out, having fun. So that's what I was doing, right? But I was very aware that this might hinder my ability to have long-term relationships with the woman that I want. I was getting tons of girls that were talking to me, and nobody that was interested in having a real committed relationship. But I was aware of it. I can't do that and post that content and then trip later like, I can't find a good woman. Like, I made that bed, sleep in that motherfucker, and I was aware, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and even now to this day, bro, I'm in bed at 10 p.m. 6 nights out of the week, but I still get the same message. Oh, bro, you're staying in? Yes, bro, I haven't partied like that. But I get it. That was the image that I put. Like, I understand. So I have to be okay with that. I manage my. I'm okay. So it goes the same way the other way around. You have to be ready with what comes with it. You know what I mean?
You know, at some point in my life, I was, and this is nothing to gloat about or brag about, but I was, in the hustle game, and I was doing all kind of criminal activities. And anyways, I didn't want to, and I refused to. Matter of fact, I forgot what movie I got it from. The gangster was telling the young gangster coming up, and he gave him some way of looking at life, and basically said that you can't have both. You can't have a good relationship with a good wife and be in this life, because this life is not good. It's good for the fast money. It's good for the bitches. It's good for the partying, but it's not good for the happy wife, a happy home, kids, raising this and that. He's like, so you better choose what you focus on, because if you allow to try to mix both, it's gonna backfire and hurt something. So of course I just said it in the worst way possible, but that was the concept that he gave. So I told myself, all right, in order for me to get out the game one day, I cannot entertain no real relationship at all. I cannot, because she's going to want to take me away from the game. She's going to hate that I'm hustling at night, that I'm taking long drives, that I'm trafficking, that I have to go pick this up at the airport, that whatever. All this wild shit that I'm doing. I'm not no nickel and diamond ass dude at the time. So I didn't want that to happen, and I stood by that ground for the longest time, bro. And then when I finally said, nah, I'll give this one a chance, and she knew what I was up to. When she finally fell in love, and she really wanted to move on to the next portion of our life.
Are you gonna cut that out?
When are you gonna cut it? I'm like, whoa, hold up. We're like a year in.
This wasn't part of the contract.
Yeah, I told you I'm waiting to hit this amount of money first and open up this business first, and then I pull out because I got to make. And it backfired, and it did.
She didn't want to wait for that.
So again, not the best example, but if you know you're chasing a certain level of whatever your 3 Fs, and in that process, it drains you to so much, and now you only have so much time to do this and do that and do this. Well, then that's what your goal is. And if somebody fucks that up or alters it, it's going to fuck up everything in general. So I get it and you're willing to accept it. You're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, like the advice that your boy gave you, I think about something similar so much. I tell men and women this alike. Like, think about whether you can think about your dream partner or somebody just like super solid. Like, let's talk to the guys, for example. Like, think about the exact lady you want. She's soft, she's feminine, she's super funny, she's cool to kick it with. She checks up on you. She does the little things that you want. She super fine, this and that. Think about all those check boxes. Now, that woman that you're seeing, are you the type of man that she would want? And you have to, and the same thing with the ladies. Like, think about the man that checks up on you, that's fucking 6'2", that makes a ton of money, but that has emotional intelligence and that knows how to communicate, and he doesn't go 3 days without texting, and he's fucking on you, and he's obsessed with you, but not too obsessed, but all those things. Would he even want you? You have to think about that. And it's tough because it's a hit to our ego, right? But, and if not, it's okay. So it comes back to the self. What do I need to do to make, to make myself emotionally where, like, I can manage my emotions, I don't fly off the handle, and that's going to attract more guys or more girls like that, or whatever the case may be. Like, if you can think about it in terms of that, it'll truly change how you move. If that's what's important to you. If you don't give a fuck about a long-term relationship, then by all means, and continue to do it. This is for the people, we're speaking to the people who they say that is their goal, right? So that's the way I think about it.
You've had a lot of success with the decisions you've made. Well, I mean, I know you've had your ups and downs, but it's been a growth
for sure
throughout the whole path, the whole adventure up to now. What would you say are some key components, some key pieces of advice that you would give to young entrepreneurs who are kind of followed your path, where they started young and kind of flatlined, kind of plateaued? Why haven't they gone to the next level? Why haven't they lasted as long as you are and reached these levels? What are some key pieces of advice that you'd give them that help you still be relevant, still be making money? And like no one saw when we were off camera for taking a quick break. We took a long break because you were getting swamped by customers who were hitting you up left and right, and you had to handle a bunch of deals right here, and that's impressive. That's impressive, and
Appreciate you.
you know, so to get to this point, what are some key pieces of advice you'd give young guys?
Bro, that's a great question. Several things. Number one, constantly evaluating yourself, constantly saying, like, whether it's every night or it's at the end of the week, what are the goals that I set? And, you know, did I do what I said I was gonna do? You know, yes, no, why not? What can I do to change it? As opposed to just going with the flow. A lot of times we get caught up in this motion. So I constantly try to go back and evaluate my moves, my business moves, and from everything from what I did financially to who did I speak to? Did I check up? Did I send a follow-up text? Did I, like, all those little, I'm constantly doing that because all those little things will always end up affecting revenue in your bottom line in your business. So that's big with me. Treating everybody super well. Treating the janitor like you treat the CEO, whoever it is you're speaking to. There's a lot of deals that I know these people are bullshitting. I'm still extremely polite. I'm still, you know, and I'm efficient. I don't waste time, but at the same time, I'm not like, bro, stop wasting my fucking time. Like, never like that, because we all know how it is to shop around and maybe inquire about things that maybe you're not really trying to buy, but you're trying to. It happens. You don't want to waste your time. So these are some little things that I kind of had to learn as I go that I do often. I always go back and look at myself and try to fucking self-evaluate, because a lot of times, bro, we get caught in that daily, you know, up and down, same shit, get caught in your routine. And before you know it, bro, a month went by, a year went by, and you're still flatlining. Right. So you got to go back and look at, like, what can I do to change?
Not only that, I would imagine someone like in your position, you are your own boss, and this is your company. And even though you have a team of people that are under you, and even you have leads or just leads. So who else is going to know whether or not you handle something as well as you could if you don't go back and think, fuck, could I have been more polite? Fuck, should I have offered them this? I didn't think they would like that, whatever. So the reevaluation on a consistent basis is very, very important.
Bros, asking yourself, what do I want? Like, I want greatness. And then more specifically, how so? I want my business to grow. Okay, more specifically, like, how so? Via marketing, via brand deals, via whatever it is. So when you can identify exactly what it is that you want, then you can start to take the steps and what I can do to achieve that. A lot of people, they don't really know what they want, bro. I want to be rich. Okay. So does everybody. Right. You know, and then what? So I always tell my people to start with figuring out what it is you fucking want and then go. But another thing I'll say, another big thing is staying active, shooting. A lot of people spend so much time.
Elaborate on shooting.
No, shoot.
So we don't get banned.
But yeah, there you go. Sorry, bro, I get caught up. You get me going.
Yeah.
Bro, like, a lot of people spend so much time thinking, and the other motherfucker just shot his shot and tried 4 things, and they all failed, and the 5th one worked, and you're still thinking about move number 1. Bro, you gotta go. The time is now. Stop thinking, like, when should I start the business? When should I do that new marketing campaign? When should I reach out to this influencers? Bro, DM all 50 of them. 3 of them are gonna reply. I'll offer them what you're offering them to try on your merch and post it, and go. Don't be scared about looking stupid. Go, take action. That's a huge thing to my entrepreneurs, bro. You gotta go. The time is now, because the reason so many people won't, just like, you know what used to kill me? I used to see people that, in my opinion, I was sharper then. I felt like I had more important things to say then. And I felt like I could do more. I had more potential, but they were doing so much better than me. And I'm like, well, like, who the fuck am I thinking I'm better than this motherfucker? Right. They're killing. Because half the game is just showing the fuck up, bro.
Right,
they showed up. They, you know, like, how much of these content creators that are killing, you're like, bro, this motherfucker is stupid, but he's going crazy because he's constant at it. He's at it. Half the game is just showing up. You don't, in today's day and age, you don't even got to be good. It's fucking crazy, bro. We just got to get out there.
Yeah, you basically totally supported the whole numbers game, you know? And at some point, you're going to make a shot. But if you're somebody who's lamer than you is taking more shots, they're probably going to be more successful because they just took more shots than you did.
There's nothing that'll kill you, bro. Then you look back and you're like, damn.
Bro, I tell my fighters that. I was like,
really?
You don't want to walk out of a fight or even a sparring match and think, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right.
What would have happened had I pulled the trigger? I was faster than him. I was stronger than him. But but he just kept fucking throwing those weird ass punches from everywhere. Like he seemed whack, yeah, but he threw 20 whack punches at you. versus yeah, exactly. Versus your 5 little technical ones that took you forever to fucking dance around. We call this paralysis by analysis.
Right. Ooh,
so it happens in jiu-jitsu, it happens in MMA. It's, you're over analyzing and it causes you to freeze in a moment that lasts longer than what you think it lasts. And it's because you just overthought it. You had too many options. You thought, well, I could do this. I see that. I can do this. I can do it. Right. You're getting punched up. So yeah, I get it. Take your shot.
Pull the trigger, bro. My people, pull the trigger. Like I feel so passionately. Like a lot of the things that I preach, it's because I'm speaking to myself.
Right.
I'm speaking to my former self and sometimes my current self. There's certain things that I know I should have done. I'm speaking right now, thinking in my head like, oh, I got to do that. Like, wait till we get off this pod. Let me make that call. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like so. A lot of leaders, you have to understand, like the best way to learn is to teach. So like a lot of times they're really speaking to themselves. So it's not coming from a place of ego or thinking you know it all. You know what I mean? It's really from the heart. So
you said that perfect, dude. Because I oh my God, that applies so big to me. I have become a 10 times better fighter.
Yeah.
Since I started coaching, because
really.
I have to teach the repetition so many times. And of course, I'm going to teach it at the best, perfect form, technique, everything. Guys, this is how you throw a good jab. This is how you throw a jab. Before you know it, I just practice it an extra 100 times in one day than I have ever, because I only do it when I go backward. So I'm getting the reps in a very technical, proper form as I teach people, and that's helping me acquire that skill even better.
Bro, everybody wins.
And it's true. Going back to what I was saying earlier on the family trip, I didn't know that my niece was creeping up on me while I'm fishing on the dock. Well, actually, I'm just getting rigging up the line and whatnot. And I didn't.
How old is she?
She'll be 17 in January.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was doing something on the fire pit, like putting wood. So I wasn't paying attention to her, but I knew she was off in the cut. Little did I know that she crept up to the dock quietly, and I'm over here just talking to myself. I'm going in talking to myself like a heated fucking argument.
And fuck you.
Yeah, like damn, Wes, you know better than that. Why would you use that tie? That's why that hook fell off. Come on, man. These are freshwater fish. You can't let them beat you. Listen, we're gonna get this rig and we're gonna do this and that. And I heard she goes, Teal. And I look up. I said, what's up, baby? You always talk to yourself like that? I said, you caught all of that? She says, all of it. I said, well, cat's out the bag. Yes, I do. Yeah. It's not always out loud, but I didn't know you were there like that. So this time it was out loud because I just lost a fish. So everything came out loud. But yes, I go, you don't? And we start talking about it. I said, listen, baby, you can laugh at it all you want, but who's here to tell me about how the fuck I'm doing? And I try to become a better version of myself daily. But I don't have my mom or Lex or my best friends or my compadres who have great opinions beside me to correct me and tell me. So I'm constantly saying, did I just handle that the right way? Or damn, that was lazy as fuck.
Literally talking to yourself,
Dead ass.
And whatever gets the job done, my brother, for sure.
Dead ass. That's something that I would definitely pass on to others.
Bro, question, because you got me thinking when you were speaking about like your coaching experiences. And like I'm big on leadership, and bro, like you're a leader in a very big way, with your business and who you coach and whatnot. You have to understand, like me, who grew up with coaches in soccer my whole life, like I still think about a lot of these guys and how they affected me, and I appreciated that, So a lot of times we don't even realize what we do. So I was gonna ask you, what is your opinion on this? I used to coach soccer as well. When I graduated college, I coached at the club program at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I always thought about how I coached different guys. And I've tried to take that into relationships and in everything. How some players I had to, that they were sleeping. Yo, wake the fuck up. Let's fucking go. Like, pick it up. Yo, what are you doing? You coming out sleeping today? And some guys, you can't talk to them like that because they're gonna shell up. So yeah, it's more positive reinforcement, more encouragement. Like, hey, it's all good, baby. Next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you take that? Do you kind of like shift on how you approach it? Or are you more like drill sergeant? Like, yo, I don't got time for this sensitive shit. Let's go. Like, how do you kind of differentiate who you speak to and how?
Man, I hope you ask more coaches that question, because that's a really, really good question. Yep. I don't know what everybody else is gonna tell you, but ideally, there's supposed to be no universal approach to anything or anyone. What works here is not going to work there. But that's ideally. But the truth is that no, there is fundamental grounding that needs to be applied to
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, I can't just because your right foot hurts doesn't mean I'm gonna allow you to have this bad technique.
Right.
No. So there's universal laws to abide by. So universally, I prefer sowing a militant approach.
Yep.
I prefer a little bit firmer. More
Me
like
too.
what I think I'm saying it correctly. The iron hand in a velvet glove. So. But you do have to adjust because those who shell. Now, here's the thing: when I realize, okay, I got somebody who shells up. I got somebody who's a little bit more introverted, and I have them. And I know I'm going to have some students who are going to listen to our podcast right now, and they're going to know I'm talking about them, and they're going to love and appreciate it because it took us certain steps to get here. So when I realized that, when I dropped the hammer on a whole class of guys. And I'm like, you can be doing this, you can be doing, Rob, you over here doing this and that, fucking around with this. That you need to pull the trigger. Carlos, you're over here pussyfooting with this. Like that's some little girly shit. You need it. And I come hard. I crack some jokes to make sure that they know it's not like that serious, but it is a little bit extra. Then when I saw the reactions and class was over, and I saw who comes up to me and which way, and then I read the energies. Then later on, or the next class, or via text, it all depends. Every scenario is different. I would have a quick conversation with that said individual and be like, hey, I want you to understand something, man. Listen, please don't take offense to this. This is how I am. But I also know that I can't do that with everybody. I don't want you to think that I'm going to just hold back on you. But I will, because I don't want you to think that I'm coming hard at you.
Do you find that they're understanding with?
Of course they do. Yeah. And I think I think if it's done correctly,
for sure,
they'll understand that, all right, I'm being a little bitch. I could be tough. I could take this a little bit better. I could adjust a little bit easier. If you approach it the way you do, and then they're gonna toughen up more and more. Where it's like, nah, coach, talk to me just like you do to them.
Right.
I'm not no pussy. Like I'm not trying to be them, but I am part of this. So again, it's the approach. I can't just say, hey, you're being a pussy.
Right.
Don't fucking cry like that next time, because I'm gonna keep fucking talking like this. No, I would go up to them and be like, hey, listen, Lex. I wasn't trying to, isolate you like that. If you saw, I said everybody's name. You saw that, right? Yeah, I saw that, coach. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that sometimes. Please don't take it personally, like I'm attacking you. And if you ever want me to lighten up, I will. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But you got to understand, I'm dealing with you guys, and I know what world you're going to get into. You're going to jump into a chaos, a fight in front of a crowd, in front of your significant loved ones.
You think this is heat? Wait till you get in that motherfucker.
So this exactly, and this is all part of it.
You're preparing them for that.
So I get, but I do think, to answer you, I do think you need to adjust and tweak it on different fights. Fellas, if you're ever in the South Florida region, or better yet, the beautiful city of Miami, and you want the dopest fade possible, make sure you go to butterthebarber.com. That's BUTTA thebarber.com. Butter happens to be my personal barber, a great friend of mine, and he is top-notch, one of the best barbers in Miami. So once again, if you're in the Miami region and you want to get the dopest, flyest haircut, make sure you go visit BUTTA thebarber.com and set your appointment with my boy, Butter. Back to the podcast. Well, we made it through another year, brother. We made it through another year, and I love how you reflect and you say the pieces of advice that you are giving, and I think you have solid ground and the credibility to do so. But now, being your own toughest critic, the year has done what it's done. You know where your profits are at. You know who you mess with, who you wasted time with,
right.
who you whatever it is. You know it's been your life. What do you see yourself tightening up on? What are your expectations for this new year coming up? This 25.
Bro, one thing about me, I am Mr. Optimistic, bro. I'm the friend who's like, I'm the friend who's like, baby, we good. Like, let's go. Like, a lot of people talk down on the new year, new me. Like, yeah. Like, and I get it. Like, they said that last year. Sure,
right.
Fair enough.
Right.
But like, I'm never going to like down somebody for speaking positively into their future. So, like, for me specifically, so much more growth with business. I got a lot of big things planned. My nonprofit, I was telling you earlier, we've been doing pretty well.
Please discuss that and say the name so that people who want to help, man.
Oh, man, good, yeah. Oasis for Haiti's Children. It's a nonprofit organization we have in Haiti, established 2013, so we're 11 years in now. a sports and educational center for the kids. We've done a bunch of fundraisers here in Miami. We've raised money, goods. I brought volunteers to Haiti over there several years in a row. It's been a blast, really helping, making a difference in these kids' lives. Something I'm passionate about, not just temporarily. Like, it's family land that we have. We're in a little mountainside poor town where my grandma was born. So, like, that's getting past. So this is something that I will be involved with for the rest of my life. Awesome. So I have, like, long term, like, in it, like, where I know, I'm like, look at the people, the big time clients I have, the big time investors who I know. Like, why don't I do a giant gala and raise $50,000 and buy a whole bunch of new land over there and do a bunch of things? Like, I have to think bigger. So I really want to focus on something like that for this new year, like raising a bunch of funds and more awareness and what we can do. Because those kids, man, like, imagine going, like, when I first went when I was 19 years old and I was over there, it changed everything for me. Seeing 3-year-olds with little pallets of water come up and down the hill for 5 hours to go so their mom has the water to wash the clothes and shit. And, like, because there's no child labor laws in Haiti, bro. They do what they have to do to survive the day. You know what I'm saying? That your average income is less than $1 a day, especially in the mountainside. So we have that land. We built a home. We play soccer with the kids. We sponsored hella kids with the whole soccer team. We give them uniforms, cleats. We've done all that stuff, and it's cool, but I want to continue to do more. How can we make them more self-sustainable? So shout out to my donors, everyone who's inquired, who wants to come on trips. As soon as it's safe enough to go, I'm going to be planning another mission trip out there. So that is a huge goal in 2025.
And as just a quick update, because you just closed out with when it's safe enough to go.
Yep.
When you and I talked about this off cam, you were a little surprised that I was aware of how heavily influenced the gangs are right now.
Yeah, a lot of people have no idea.
Yeah, because it's not mainstream. It doesn't show, and if it's not making them enough content or money, they're not going to post it. But what's the status of it now? The gangs are pretty much running the majority of the country.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I mean, I can only tell you what I know from my family and friends that I still have over there who I speak to. I got a couple cousins, around my age who I'm constantly reaching out to. And it is bad, man. Like, you can't travel with stuff. The gangs are kidnapping people. This is just part of the daily life. There's no government regulation. The police is scared of the gangs, And then there's civil uprisings because there's a lot of the people who fight back. Like, you could look at it. There was crazy shit on TikTok and videos that went viral and got taken down, but the people, if they found out you were one of the gang members, they were taking you and burning you and stoning you, and they were fighting back, and then they're putting it on social media to scare the gangs, like, you're not gonna bring that into this town, like, so then the gangs would fight back. It was like real civil war shit, real brutal.
Holy shit.
Real brutal, crazy. Like, I saw a couple videos that had my jaw drop. So and it goes up and down. At certain times it's cool, you know what I mean? It settles down maybe for a month, and it's people try to get back to their normal lives, but it's tough, man. A country that poor with that many challenges, and really hardworking, sharp people. I learned so much from the Haitians when I'm over there. But so I try to do my part, and what I can do to help. So I used to have like more pride about, like, I don't like asking people for help and stuff, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, this is one of my missions and one of my life goals. So I'm gonna get into that. So that's definitely one of them in 2025.
And how can you step up the business part of Leche Life?
Oh my God, so many things. Partnerships is big. Yeah. Partnerships. I want to continue making more partnerships. Local restaurants, concierge guys in hotels, anyway where we can. We have the infrastructure of our business built where we have all of our assets. We have over 30 mansions. We have over 70 yachts on the fleet. We have every type of service you could ever want. We have it insulated. Everything's a phone call away. Everything is super accessible. So it's how can we just bring in more leads and service these people to where they leave feeling like they got their money worth and they had a blast. And I'm so confident in my services now because I've worked so hard on it. Now it's just about growing it. So growing it via partnerships, growing it via marketing. I have a new marketing team and we're working on a bunch of new ads and new stuff, social media, and get that stuff where it's rolling almost automatically. And then I can shift my focus to other things as well. Like I'm not trying to sit here and rent boats forever, bro. I got so much more I want to do, bro. I want to get into schools and talk to the kids more. Like I want to do like all this stuff that I love, but it's just
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, staying locked in. You know what I mean?
Something that I also did ask you off camera. Well, you kind of alluded to it on yourself. You said you seen a video of me cornering somebody in a fight.
Yeah, in a spar war.
So you've been boxing now over a year and a half.
Yep.
Okay, and you're definitely green thumb. So there's no denying that. But bro, I've seen the skills. In my opinion, you're ready for a sparring match? Because you do it already all the time.
Yeah, no, I know.
But you got people who sandbag and they oh yeah, it's gonna be my first time fighting or whatever in front of a crowd, and they've been training for like 8 years.
Right.
Do you have it in your mind? Is this set in your head? You know what? Before this year's over, I need to get in there. Not a pro fight, an amateur fight, but a legit, in front of a crowd, in front of, tickets sold.
Get that adrenaline running.
Get that shit. Invite your peoples. Be ready for whatever comes.
Man, if I do the fight, everybody's popping out. Y'all better pop out already. No, but you know what? I'm glad you asked that, because it's been something that's been in the back of my mind. I want to, but I know the amount of training and the work that is required, and I got a lot going on, so I kind of have used that as a crutch. But it's like, bro, you could do 3 rounds. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Don't overthink it. So you have my verbal commitment right now on camera. 2025, we definitely getting in that ring. We gonna run it, and we'll see what it do. But yeah, let's do it. Why not?
I'm gonna have to give you. Well, I've done it before. By the way, I try to. You can't say that I'm guilty of not keeping in touch. Twice I hit you up and said, hey,
for sure,
I'm gonna be in the area. I was gonna be in your area, and I want to know if you want to get it in at Boxer. Get a session in. And I think two times I caught you at the wrong time, whatever. Then a third time I said, hey, I'm gonna be in the beach in case you want to link up.
That was dope of you for him.
And we can do our thing as well. But anyhow, we definitely need to get a session in.
Bro, I would love to. I know you got some game you could give me, because sometimes I'm watching my tapes. I'm like, bro, put your hands up, dog. Like, just the little shit that you see. But for sure, bro, any game that you're willing to give me, I'll take, bro.
And by the way, shout out to Mattel and Boxer Gym, and it's an amazing gym. It's really one of the dopest gyms out here in Miami, in the middle of Midtown. Would it be? No, would it be considered?
I guess Edgewater, downtown Miami. I guess you would call it, right off the highway. But real good community, and I met some solid dudes that in the last 18 months that I'm super locked in with. I've done a bunch of business in there, great networking opportunities, bro. Like, people like, oh, but you got to pay all that money for a gym membership, but I've made
bigger than that. Yeah,
bro, I mean, I've covered 2 years of memberships just from deals that I made from people networking in the gym, and which was always my thought process. You can't be scared to spend a little bit, because you're gonna get put in positions to make moves. So, but definitely good quality of people in there that I've been training with. So I fuck with it for sure.
I'm not gonna ask you to make any kind of verbal commitments to the possibility of trying to entertain more females. I think you need to stay right on track. Keep doing what you're doing. The three Fs.
You want me to find love, dog?
No. I don't know, bro. I don't think so. I'm not sure. It all depends.
Man, it's coming, bro. When it comes, it comes. I'm, like I said, I'm not pressed, but if what we're looking for is rare, so I know when I come across something that it's like I'm grabbing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're not gonna be hard headed and let it slip like that.
If it's somebody I'm genuinely interested in, she's gonna get my best effort, and we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, it's okay. But until then, like, we chilling. So,
like I said when I opened up the podcast, bro, I reached out to you because I think you got a great head on your shoulders, my bro. You really do. You're doing a lot of great things, and especially for your age and. Your insight and your open-mindedness, man, it goes a long, long way, and you're still not even there. So imagine you got the right formulas there, you got the right approach and your mindset. So the it's limitless, the amount of shit you can accomplish, and you already one giant foot in with connections and networks. So you're doing your thing, and I think it's awesome that you also learn to balance that with the fundraiser, the foundation, the nonprofit. I think that's awesome, and especially since they're going through one of their roughest times in forever. I don't know if ever, but it's definitely one.
It's definitely up there, bro. But bro, the goal is to have impact and influence on others. That's one of my major goals. You know what I mean? And I realize I have the ability to do that, but I have to take it seriously. I was talking with you about your coaching. I was like, I don't know if you realize the real impact you have on these guys. They're going to remember you in 10, 15, 20 years. Like, they really will. Yeah. So you don't think about it because we're just caught up in living our everyday life. So it's like, if my goal is to be impactful, then I'm constantly thinking on how can I be a better leader? How can I be a better friend? How can I be a better family member? How can I do those self-improvements that we spoke about to have a better 2025 and fucking get this shit rocking, bro? Like, I'm ready. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And if you guys watching and viewing, first of all, I can't tell you how grateful I am for supporting the podcast this long. Even if you're new and you're part of the clan now, I appreciate every one of you guys going into this new year. And I feel like Lex does, man. I feel like, God damn, I'm so excited about 2025. I'm excited about the guests that I'm going to have. I'm excited about the growth that's coming.
Hell yeah, bro.
So many different things. And, one thing that we didn't touch up on that I'll just throw out there really quick when you were talking about great pieces of advice and stuff to give people. We definitely are, and it's a saying, I'm not making this up. We definitely are the average of the 5 people who influence us the most. And you got to take that consideration. You are the average of the 5 people that influence you the most. Who are those 5 people? You figure that out. You know, is it your mom's best friend, coworker, whatever it is? The average of those 5, meaning those 5 people have a big impact on your life with little knickknacks and what they apply and what they believe and the way they live and so on and so. Whether they're dragging, pushing you, or pulling you, you know, they'll have a big impact. And I think that people need to remind themselves of that. One of the biggest things that I've done in the last few years, especially this year, again, with the 3 Fs, I love the 3 Fs, you know, family, finance, and fitness, is make sure I'm surrounding myself with the right people. And I make valid efforts, bro. I make valid efforts to reach out to the right people or avoid, stiff arm the fuck out of the wrong people. And I'll do it, you know, hey, yeah, I would love to, but you know what? But when it comes to the right people, my brother, and I'm giving you your flowers, this is why I stay in contact. This is why I wanted to reach out and have you in the podcast, and I want to, you know, encourage people to do the same, man. You got to network with the right people. You can't hang around shit and not expect to attract flies. You're going to attract flies if you're hanging around shit. So, you know, I think with this type of, you know, organic friendships that grow and the networking that you do and stuff, you're bound for success if you grind hard enough, man. I want you guys out there to help show your support for Lex. Follow him on Leche Life on Instagram. I'm not sure if you have other accounts.
Leche Life is the primary page. Leche Life Entertainment is my business page.
That's Leche Life, Life.
Yeah, man. Come enjoy that.
And then the nonprofit is called
Oasis for Haiti's Children. Oasis for Haiti's Children. Yeah, bro. It's a big passion of mine. So I appreciate you giving me a platform to promote the nonprofit, to promote the businesses and stuff. I appreciate it. And I think that's one thing why your people rock with you, Wes, is you are truly yourself and truly authentic. Anybody can come up here and say what they think people want to hear and this and that and be microwavable, but you in it for the long haul because people fuck with you because they're like, whether they agree or not, they're like, he being authentic, he being himself.
Right.
So, and that's why I come here, because I'm not gonna lie, I've had a couple people ask me to come on and I see some of this stuff and I'm like, I'm straight, but bro, whenever you call me, I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so, you're going to get a phone call every year. I guarantee you that. And that's for sure. You know, if people like it, and they do, and I know they do, and I like it, what the hell? You know, if these drones end up becoming aliens, you're going to get a text. If something else, if I fall in love, you're going to get a text.
There you go.
But, hey, guys, appreciate all the support. Make sure you hug more often, man. Make sure you tell people you love them more often. You never know when it's the last day.
No doubt.
Buckle up for a year, whether you hate him or not. Trump's going to do his thing, and we're going to all adjust, and we're going to, you know, just embrace ourselves for America to be a tougher, better country. And it all starts with us as individuals, man. Lex, much love, my brother.
Man,
Can't wait to have you
appreciate
back on.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
love, peace, and take care of yourselves.